No.
Accidents on track, they've all been off. Who's the girl who does the interviews?
Not sure.
Very good, isn't she? Much better than the previous lot. She keeps it short and to the point. Hope we have her for Le Mans. They've obviously got a problem, haven't they? Michelin look concerned. This isn't just for the benefit of the cameras.
Tyre looks right to me. No graining or anything like that.
Information to the pit lane, car number 2. Information for car number 2. For violation of the refueling regulations, the penalty: stopping of the car in the pit lane, stopping, restart the engine, and then the driver can go.
So it's going to be back in again. Bizarre. Martin Pass, you know Martin, don't you? Welcome back to Eurosport. Martin Pass there chatting to Alan McNish, and we're just looking at a very worried Alan McNish because while we're on the break, the car was brought in for a tyre change, which Stuart and I are a bit flummoxed by, but then we just heard from the race director it's also being given a stop go for a refueling violation.
Even bigger news. Leader of the LMP2 class, Robbie Kerr, has actually had to come into the pits, probably for a splash and dash. So I think, does that mean he has to relinquish it? He relinquishes lead to Dolan in the Jota Zytek?
We shall find that out in a minute. Robbie did have a gap over 18 seconds. Yeah, so Jota's now there in the front. This is the drive, stop and go. He's got to stop, turn the engine off, and then go again.
So struggling to get the car going. So stop and go for a refueling violation, we hear. Jota, after actually having a coming together with us at Paul Ricard in the LMS race, are now leading the WEC race with only 3 minutes to go at Spa-Francorchamps. So I'm sure they're going to be mighty happy with that.
And Brendan Hartley apparently has brought that gap down on Hancock to 17 seconds, but we've only got 7.
With Dolan in the car at the moment.
Yep. Right, okay. Yeah, they've got that wrong here. So
Guillaume Moreau. That looks like that car's got a bit of an issue under braking for La Source. That looks to me like a rear suspension issue with that car.
He's got 4 tyres and he's off again.
Wet grass, slick tyres, he is not going anywhere.
With 3 or 4 minutes left at the end of a 6-hour race.
Apologies for the earlier mistake. We weren't notified of the brake coming back, so we were sitting there and
we didn't say anything.
Came up to air.
You can hear what fun it is here in the cabin for Stuart and I. So no balls, no game, and for Guillaume, it looks like game over.
That steam is just the wet grass, the water on the hot tyres, just the steam evaporating off. There's no mechanical issue other than the rear suspension problem that car's got.
That's the Oak Racing LMP1 car, of course. That's the Pescarolo Judd. The other cars, the team's Oak Racing LMP2 cars, all called Morgan Judds, because Charles Morgan of Morgan Motor Company has done a deal with them. They're in cahoots this year. Great to see the Morgan name back at Le Mans.
Suspension damage coming through Blanchimont.
Yeah.
Something's broken there, and the minute he turns in, no grip whatsoever. Now, that is Jimmy Bruni, and in front of him is Richard Leach. So that is the battle for first position in GTE. 2 minutes to go, so best part of 2 laps.
How many times have we seen this year and in past years? Closing laps of a race.
Jimmy Bruni using all the road and more going through Eau Rouge. Now, I know the organisers are quite strict here, and if they do see a car cutting the chicane and gaining an advantage, which that car has just done, they normally impose penalties, but knowing Jimmy Bruni, he's been doing that every single lap and hasn't had a penalty yet. So
yeah, he's been gaining half a second a lap apparently on Leeds. So Robbie Carr, as you said, made that pit stop. Simon Dolan then leading P2 at the moment.
Last lap for car number 3.
So that's the race leader. They're telling that's the last laps. There's some of the GT cars will have a lap and a half to go still, the ones that are further back. But
it's going to be nipped up whether this car catches the 2 GTE leaders at the end of this lap. So
yes.
For Richard Leeds, he'd hope he does. For Jimmy Bruni, he hope he doesn't.
Romain Dumas has been in this car for a long time now, hasn't he? They're his teammates, Loic Duval and
Loic Duval, Marc Bononomi and Marc Genet all
together,
buddy there.
So down the hills then, down through Malmedy, Bruxelles and Rivage, and then down that hill to Pouhon. That's the
fast left-hander.
Yeah, it's a double apex, isn't it, in effect?
Romain Dumas just cruising now.
Yeah, got nothing more to prove now. Had a great race, this car. Everything seems to have gone right for it. Everything seems to have gone wrong for the number 2 car.
It does.
Instead, we're being told that when Dindo Capella stopped, it wasn't just fuel and fresh tyres. Also, they changed his water bottle for the last 5 minutes. So.
Something strange is going on there, Mark. Something very strange is.
So out of bottom end of the circuit, the 2 Stabilo corners. The second one now called Paul Frere, after the great journalist, Belgian journalist who was Mr. Spa, also won Le Mans in his time for Ferrari. Into Blanchimont for the last time.
Going through Blanchimont, coming up to La Source. I don't see the 2 GTE leaders in sight, so they're on to start their final lap now. So it'd be great to cut to that and see what's going on, because they'll be coming up to Eau Rouge. But Romain Dumas coming over to take the win for Audi in the WEC race at Spa. Great result. First
win for 8 years for Audi, of course. And as we mentioned before, Johnny Herbert and Jamie Davis, the last winners, and that was in the Q-Box car back in 1994. So well done, Audi. Who's going to finish second? That's not hard to guess.
No, that'll be an Audi. Third will be an Audi. And guess who'll be fourth?
Yes.
An Audi.
But let's not look at these guys. Let's look at the GT battle, because Richard Leeds has got his hands full of a Ferrari behind him. His mirrors full of a Ferrari as they come down the hill. Well,
we're not going to see it, are we?
No. Everything's fine for Loic there.
Here we have it. Richard Leeds. A fag paper separates him and Jimmy Bruni, going down into the long off-camber right-hander that is Rivage. We've cut away again.
No, can we please go back to this battle? They're half a lap away from finishing it. Come on, here we go.
Coming down into Pouhon.
Yeah.
Bruni on the tail of Leeds. Down a gear, turning the car in. It's a very fast left-hander corner here, so it's all about cracking the throttle open as early as possible. The next passing opportunity isn't going to be here because Jimmy Bruni is too long away, as we see Simon Dolan for the Jota team.
What a win for them.
Going to take a win for that car. Well done them. Let's get back to the GTE class battle.
Something for everyone here this afternoon. Well, Richard really pushing down through the Stabilo corners now.
So there's going to be one more opportunity for passing. It's going to be into La Source. Jimmy Bruni needs a great run through Blanchimont, and he needs to be on the back of Richard Leeds to take a move down the inside or up the outside going into the Source hairpin. Straight line speed, there's not much in it. It's all about who lifts less through the Source. Blanchimont. Little bit of a lift back on the throttle now. It's going to be a brave man to take a move up the inside here. We know Jimmy Bruni's one of those, but Richard Leeds covering the line. We know the Porsche's got good traction as well, so it's only going to be a mechanical failure that prevents him from winning. Great result.
Comes over the line, then just 1 car length between them, and Jimmy luckily not having a last lap lunge like he did at Sebring, taking out Joey Hand.
Yep, I think he's learnt his lesson there, Jimmy Bruni, but great GTE race as always.
Yep. So that's the Felbermayr Proton team. Well done, Hans Felbermayr, senior and junior. And there we are, there's the overall result. Romain Dumas finishing in first place from Fassler. Ollie Jarvis, third place. Brilliant, a podium on his maiden sports car race. Straka then finishing there, second in T2. Here's Marc Genet.
Result that was expected, but fantastic result for you.
Yeah, because we really thought the e-tron was going to blow us away because it was so much quicker at the start of the race all through the week. But then our car today ran very well. The 3 drivers, we did a very good job, the engineers, mechanics, and it was a perfect race for us, so very surprised.
Well done.
So as Stuart said, Marc Genet then the only man to have won Spa for Peugeot and for Audi. Great race, Stuart.
Yeah, fantastic race if you're an Audi supporter anyway.
And Le Mans will be next.
Look forward to that.
Goodbye from Mark Coe, Stuart Hall from Eurosport. Well, we seem to be back with you just for a moment, so we are going to hopefully just see the start of the podium results. Yeah, we are. We've just been told we are going to come back to the podium. So here is our race winner, Romain Dumas, jumping out the car, back to his WEC Duval. WEC, of course, 29 years old, French. Audi don't like their drivers too young. 27-year-old is the youngest, and that is Marco Bononomi. Well done, Romain. Remember the way he used to pat his Penske Porsche after winning those ALMS races? Here he is doing it again. Really such a talented man, this Frenchman.
And he'll be competing in the Pikes Peak event in a Porsche GT3 car soon. So very diverse driver as well.
So what a great day for Audi here at Spa.